Welcome into Clinton Dragon Baseball on Dragon Vision. We're coming to you live from Gatlinburg Pittman today. The score coming in at the bottom of the first is 5-0 the Dragons. Dragons had 5 runs in the first inning off a Harrison Shelton massive home run. First one of his career, I believe. And hit. This is a beautiful stadium. The wind is howling right now, probably closer to 30-40 miles an hour. So anyone that's going after this one is going to be able to get a good fly ball out of it. Switching my audio level to audio. And on the mound tonight is Chase Laszlo for the Dragons. He just walked the first batter for the Gatlinburg Pittman. So they have a runner on first. I apologize that our scoreboard is not working today. My computer went through an update last night. So we're going to fix that scoreboard as soon as we get a chance. Here comes Laszlo with the pitch. Strike one, swinging strike on the first pitch of the second batter of the game. Let's see. There's a lot of wind right now, so we're looking down. I think it's just the wind is howling and messing with the door at the bottom of the press box. We're alone in the press box of Gatlinburg Pittman right now. Pickoff move to first, save back to first. Laszlo trying to get to Isaiah Slavin, who's at first. Slavin rocking his first home run of his career last night. Harrison Shelton rocking his first home run, first run today. Let's see. So Laszlo's up 1-0-1 is the count. Throws a pitch outside. Good save by Jace Mack right there. Looked the runner back to first. It was a little low on that first pitch. After calling for time, as soon as I can get the roster for Gatlinburg Pittman, I will let you know. I'm pulling that up right now. We're coming to you live on Dragon Vision from the campus of Gatlinburg Pittman. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Actually hits his bat. The pitch was a wide pitch. Hit his bat. Tried to dive out, get out of the way, but it ends up being strike two. So your count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs with a runner on first. My roster is actually on my other phone, which is broadcasting Game Changer, so we'll just figure out what this one is right now. Ball 2 on the count, low and outside. I'm going to see if I can pull up my starting lineup from yesterday. I will do that in just a little bit once I can pull up Photoshop again. I'll do that between innings. Batter steps out. Again, the score is 5-0, 2-2 count. Runner on first. Laszlo pitching. Jace Mack at catcher. Isaiah Slavin at first. Sam Raley is shortstop. And the pitch. Call the ball just outside. Makes that full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes with a runner on first. Beautiful day out here in Gatlinburg. If the wind wasn't howling as fast as it is, it nearly blew most of us off the road. We're surprised any foul balls. Yeah. Ball 4 is a ball a wild pitch out to the backstop. But it was better to be a wild pitch out of the backstop because the runner that's now at second could have easily gone to third on that one. So now I'm going to try, as I'm talking to you, I'm going to pull up Photoshop on my computer so I can take a look at the starting lineups and just see how it looked. That way I can kind of get an idea of who is playing for you. Camden Britton is at third for the Dragons. Sam Raley at shortstop. Braden Hazley is at second. Isaiah Slavin's at first. You got Jackson Stiltner at right field. And I will figure Nick Kidd, the winning pitcher from last night. Behind the batter, but good stop by Jace Mack on that one. What was the count? Let's see. It is still 1-0 the count. 5-0 is your score in the bottom. Umpires looking. He was waiting on second. The batter at second was trying to toss something or the runner at second was tossing something to the runner at first. Umpire called time while he makes sure it got over there so the coach could take it off. Big lead for the runner at first. He's dancing around, trying to trick the pitcher to see if he can get him to go, but there's no one holding him on. About foul ball into the Clinton dugout. Glad they've got some netting there. It probably could have taken out 2 or 3 of the players. We had some very hard hit foul balls last night. If you can remember that score last night was 15-0 in 3 innings. Biggest score I've ever seen out of the Dragons since I've been coming to more of the games under Coach Stacy. Second time this season they've scored 10 plus. They call a strike on that one. That was a really pretty pitch. Started in the inside batter's box. It came right over the plate right when it was supposed to. Beautiful pitch by Chase Jaslov. Jaslov's looking for the signal. He likes what he sees. Sets, looks the runner back at second. Pitch, out, hits number 3. So it's a bases loaded, no outs in the first inning. There is a time on the field, and because of that time, it is Coach Stacy's coming out to talk to Chase Jaslov. This is the first time I've seen Coach Stacy in the games I've been to this year go to the pitcher's mound. I'm going to take just a second of a break. I'm going to try to pull up the rosters while I'm doing that. We'll keep the game on, but I'm just going to take a quick break. And we're back. Coach Stacy leaving the mound after having a couple words with Jace, trying to calm him down. Pitcher had a great first game. He had a great first game this year against Scott. They ended up on a shutout. I think that was the 10-0 shutout in that game. That was earlier this week too. Dragons come in 4-3. Ball's just a little low and outside, low and outside, so it makes it a 1-0 count. With the wind howling here, anything in the air is liable to go outside liable to go out of the park the way it's howling. You can see that right now if you look at Chase's jersey. It's just blowing from left to right. Ball inside, almost in the dirt, 2-0 the count. Number 6 is up to bat. I'm still trying to pull up the roster so I can help everybody out by looking at it. He gets the signal, likes what he sees. And the pitch, low and inside, ball 3. So it's a 3-0 count. 5-0 is your score right now. And it looks like one of the Coach Turpin decided to run on the field for a second because something blew out of his hands. He's trying to help him with the play calls, and his paper call that blew out of his hands. That's just how strong the wind's going right now. It's actually calm for just a second. And the pitch, strike or on the outside corner, painted the black with that one. Looked really good on that pitch. Again, we're coming to you live from Gatlinburg Stadium. We're still at the bottom of the first. No outs. Runners full. Bases full. 3-1 your count. Here comes the wind and an outside. Oh, they called strike 2. That was a beautiful pitch. Nice. That ball literally came right down and cut at the last second. It tricked me up here. So if it tricked me, I know it tricked the catcher and it tricked the batter too, but it was a good eye from the batter on that one. A better pitch, but a good eye at the same time. Don't know if I would have been able to hit that. Again, we'd like to thank that Gatlinburg Pittman for letting us use the press box, and he's hit. So it's going to be first runner in for Gatlinburg Pittman. Score is now 5-1 after a hit by pitch. Chase Jaslov give it the first run, so it's 5-1 at the bottom of the first. This may not be as fast of a game as last night. We were kind of know what was going on. Again, I'd like to thank Gatlinburg Pittman letting us be up here in the press box. We got a perfect view of this game from dead center. And the pitch, strike 1 right down the middle. Number 11 didn't look like he was looking to swing at that one at all. I'm going to Game Changer app right now because I could probably get the box score right here with both lineups in it. Actually, I do have both lineups right now. So there's ball 1 is 1-1. Actually, I don't have all of the. Oh, last name is Craig. They're slowly updating the Game Changer as it comes out. So the runner Anthony just scored. on base right now is Ryland Bod, Connor, and Talon. Ryland Bod is the pitcher for GP. Grounder up the middle, out of the reach of first base. Rayleigh throws to Isaiah Slavin for the first out of the inning, but there is a runner scored. So the score is now 5-2. The Dragons lead the Highlanders at the bottom of the first. Only one out, runners on second and third. That was a smart play, though. Going to first, you had an easy out at first. You could give up the run, that's fine. You still have a lead, but get at least one out. Let Jaslove, or it's actually the second out. Get Jaslove just a little bit of time to breathe and know what he's doing. I thought it was the first out, but we'll see. Strike one right down the middle. He's calming down a little bit. 5-2 is your score. There is one out. That's what I thought. The whoever was keeping the score in the dugout accidentally hit two. I'm not going to say too much because there's no one up here in the press box. Big fly ball, gapped it. Right out for Nick Kidd's hands. There's one runner coming in. There's one RBI. Picked up the bat as he was going through. Here's two RBIs. And a double by number 20. Number 20, Nathan. Nathan getting a double, scoring Ryland Bod and Connor. 5-3 is your score now. The Dragons still lead the Gatlinburg Pittman and the Highlanders in the bottom of the first. Coming up here to park, it was hard to find a place to park today because you got Rocky Top Sports World right behind us, and they're having soccer everywhere. And it was hard to park, but it's still a beautiful day out here for baseball. Take away the wind, and it's a beautiful stadium, especially if the trees in the background were full right now. You'd have a perfect venue for this. Jaslov with the pitch, wild pitch outside. Runner's trying to advance to third, and he eats it. Good call by Jace Mack. I don't think he could have gotten him out with that one. With the way the wind's howling, it would have slowed it down too much. So now you got a runner on third, one out, up to bat. Hasn't been listed yet. Once it gets listed, I will let you know. Time called by the umpire. As the runner that was on third decides to go out and gets a pinch runner. A pinch runner comes in for the runner on third. The pinch runner's number is 16. I'll get my camera back on. Get my camera back on manual focus so I can get him back in. Help everybody out. If my camera's on auto. So let's see. Switch the button. Go back to manual focus. We're back out. Here comes the pitch. Oh, Jaslov steps off. I thought Jaslov was about to pitch that. Work on my focus real quick. Make sure it looks good. There we go. Got better focus. Jaslov looks for the call. Likes what he sees. Pitch inside. Almost hits him. Dove out of the way. 17 should have probably eaten that one and made runners on first and third. But he spun just enough to where it wouldn't touch his jersey. Jaslov sets from the stretch. He pitches inside or outside, but right on the paint. Strike one. New count is 2-1. 5-4 is your score right now. Thought it was 5-3, but
no, that last run.
That's right. Yeah, they did another run. They got the double with 2 runs in. They got a hit batter for the first run. Mm-hmm. So the score is 5-4 in the bottom of the first. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. The miss is just outside. This umpire's doing a good job signaling also where it's going to try to help out the pitcher and everybody watching so they know why it's a ball or a strike. Jaslov with the pitch. Oh, swinging strike. That would have been ball 4. He would have been on first base, but it was a good pitch by Jaslov. Wind took a hold of that one and brought it all the way into the batter's box, and batter just couldn't stop himself. Full count, 1 out, runner on third. Jaslov with the pitch. Strikeout in the ground. He's running to first. Looked the runner back at third.
He missed that play.
He missed that play.
No out.
No out because the ball. Jace Mack is trying to talk to the umpire. As you can tell, he's trying to say that he snagged the ball, but the umpire says it hit the ground. I thought it hit the ground at first too. So it counts as a strikeout, but it doesn't count as an out in the game. So there's still 1 out, runners on first and third. That was Jaslov's first strikeout of the game.
Yeah.
After I think he had 5 strikeouts in the game against Scott. I'll go back and double check the stats here in just a few minutes. Here we got the ball up. And the pitch. Runners run into third. And he goes back, tries to get a pickle, throws it to Hensley, goes over Camden Britton's head in the outfield. Saved by the center fielder. Actually, no, the shortstop. Rayleigh stopped it from going too much further, but the tying run comes on. Tying run comes home. It's 5-5 is your score now in the bottom of the first, with one out, and now a runner on second after that wild pitch. I know Coach Stacy was exhausted last night after a 15-0 win. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. I'm not even going to try to guess what's going through his mind after watching this one. Again, I'm Matt Hagan calling this game tonight, also running the camera out. I'm filling in for Colby Holbrook and Andrew Weeks, who are at home doing work and doing schoolwork right now since they're both in college. Good for them. That's what they need to be doing. Make sure they can get through. Here's a bunt. No. Pulls back in time. It's ball one. One ball, no strikes, tied 5-5. Can't tell you how many hits or runs in this inning because it's working. I can look through the box score on because of where we're located right now is my guess. There's ball two, a little bit low. After Nathan was up to bat, there was Tyler, and now Braden is up to bat. Number 13 is what it's showing on Game Changer, but we will see. Little meeting between catcher and pitcher between Mac and Jaslove. Because, you know, if Coach Stacy comes back out with the new rule, they have to pull Jaslove. You can't have more than one meeting in an inning.
Well, it's the coach's visit, I think.
Yeah. And that was Coach Stacy who was the first one to come out. So unless he sends Turpin out here to go visit, sorry about the different iris levels. The sun keeps going behind clouds. Strike right down the middle. He needed that one to try to get his confidence back. Batter calls time. Looking at his head coach for the call. The head coach for Gatlinburg Pittman is the third base coach today. One of the assistants is the first base coach. Still a beautiful day for baseball, except for that wind that's blowing Jaslove's hair everywhere. Looked like he was going to bunt, but held back. Runner goes to a walk, so runners on first and second. Still one out. Coach Stacy's coming back out, so we're going to zoom in on this meeting with Coach Stacy and see how they're going to talk. And while they talk this out, I'm going to take just a break. I'm going to try to pull up yesterday's roster so I can let everyone know who's on base for the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders. Welcome back to Dragons Baseball. And as we were saying before, on the second coach's visit of the day, they're going to take out the Chase Jaslove, and replacing Chase Jaslove is Sam Duggins. Sam Duggins, one of the nicest kids on this team, getting warmed up now. Chase Jaslove had 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Again, this guy's just a freshman. And with this wind out here, I'm not surprised at how this game is going so far. So you got Sam Duggins coming up. Let's see, I think Sam has already pitched. Coming into this. It was his brother, Alex Duggins, who has already pitched games. So this will be Sam's first appearance on the season. Again, he comes up pitching with 1 out. Score is tied at the bottom of the first, 5-5. They're letting him have just a couple more pitches to make sure he's okay as the base runner, as the infield goes back to their spots. Sam Rayleigh talking to the second base umpire right now. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it looked like it was a friendly conversation. Again, I'm Matt Hagan filling in for Andrew Weeks and Colby Holbrook, who did an amazing job last night along with Dobie, and then our special guests, Ethan Martell and head basketball coach Chris Lockard, who called the game with Nick Kidd pitching. Here's the first pitch, fouled back, hits the backstop, or hits the pole holding part of the net. So that's 0-1 the count. Again, we do apologize that our scoreboard is not working right now. We will get that fixed before either Monday's game at Maryville Christian if I'm able to go, or Tuesday's next home game. Here's the pitch, fouled on the bunt attempt. So it's 0-2 right now. If he fouls this next one off, it will be considered a strikeout. This is number 14 for Gatlinburg Pittman. I'm actually going to open up my audio on Game Changer as well so everyone can hear us. The audio is back on Game Changer, so welcome into Game Changer watching this. And welcome back to Dragon Vision. Swinging strike three. Sam Duggins gets a strikeout on his first batter. Perfect strikeout. That's exactly what we needed. Score is still 5-5. 2 outs in the bottom of the first with runners on first and second. And now I can hear myself right here getting off of my Game Changer as soon as I can. There we go. I was checking all that, and then Game Changer decided to play the audio when I wasn't ready for it, so I was hearing it on this broadcast at the same time. Got to hear my own echo, but that works. First pitch of this at-bat was a strike. Sam Duggins gets a strikeout in his first against the first batter. So he's thrown 4 straight strikes, two bunt fouls, and then a swinging strike 3. Here's second pitch, outside. Almost framed well by Mack, but it was just a little bit too far on the outside. Still a great day. You got people standing. You got people parking along the outfield watching the game. You got people inside. Pretty decent showing out here. Even got Ethan Tinker out here watching the game as well in the dugout. And Tinker came up here last night to help us out, but decided to get scared and run away in a couple minutes. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike 2, fouled back into the fence. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-5 is your score. We're still just in the bottom of the first inning. It took a little bit to get set up. We had to make sure that the press box was unlocked for us to get everything set up. But we got in here in time to start the bottom of the first inning on this and have the first home run for Harrison Shelton in there. There's strike 3. Beautiful strikeout by Sam Duggins. Comes in, strikes out the first 2 batters he faces in his season because he hadn't pitched yet. So at the end of 1, your score is 5-5. I'm gonna run down the box score in just a second. Once I get this open, I'm gonna run down the box score, and we will see how the box score is going. After I turn down my volume on my phone, it might work as well. So let's see. Pulling up the box score right now. The Dragons will come up. They have 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Gatlinburg Pittman got 5 runs on 1 hit and 1 error. We're going to take a quick break as the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders warm up, and we will be right back. The ball's in play, leading off for the drag. After this next warm-up pitch, the ball's in play. Like the way Gatlinburg set up for this one, they got the shortstop there. The second base is backing up the shortstop on the throw from the catcher, and then you got cylinder from right afterwards, just in case. Leading off for the Dragons in the top of the second is Jason, the catcher. This will be his first at bat of the evening. In the first inning, Rayleigh, Stiltner, Kidd, and Sheldon all got hits. Sheldon with a big three-run home run. Only the second home run by the Dragons this season after last home run that you saw right here on Dragon Vision by Isaiah Slavin. Sorry about my camera right now. My camera wants to be mean. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this because my camera doesn't want to actually go to the right one. It showed too bright. But the first pitch was a ball just outside. Mac up to bat. Second pitch is a ball high and outside. Yeah, if Jace Mack could just target this trolley, I'm going to zoom in on real quick, it would be a perfect shot. As you can see, the trolley going through the backyard. And we're in beautiful Gatlinburg right now. Gatlinburg Pittman has a beautiful stadium. If the twister wind that you could probably hear over the mic right now, if this wind from either Twister or Wizard of Oz would not hit, you might be able to hear this. It almost sounds like people are cheering up here in the press box. If you open the window, I'd let you hear it, but then you probably couldn't hear me either. Here comes Mac. You have the pitch. Another outside. Walks on 4 straight. So Jace Mack is going to first. Coming up, and pinch running for Jace Mack is number 20 for the Dragons. I will find that name out for you here in just a second. I'm pulling it. I'm getting a zoom in on his face, and I can't really tell with the way the shade is on his face. But I will get his name for you in just a second. That's a pinch runner for Jace Mack, pulling up the roster right now. Number 20 for the Dragons is Hayden Newhart. This is Newhart's first appearance this season in a varsity game, and he is a junior, and come up to bat now for the Dragons is number 21. Let me go back to the game so I can actually look at it on here, make it a little bit easier. Second pitch is a ball. Let's see, coming up to bat, we're at the top of the lineup again. It is Sam up to bat right now for the Dragons. Drop my iris down a little bit so you guys can actually see the game because the cloud cover does not like us here. Pick out to first, no good. He's back safe. Good move by Hayden Newhart on that one. So now we're coming back. It's still a 2-0 count. Runner on first, no outs. 5-5 is your score in the top of the second. And the pitch, a little bit low. Almost got him on a pickoff move. Newhart almost messed up right there, trying to go to second base. Didn't watch it. If the catcher wouldn't have mishandled that pitch, it would have been a perfect move to throw off. But he just couldn't handle the ball in the dirt. Newhart taking a lead, a little bit shorter lead than last time. Another hit batter. Sam Rayleigh gets hit by a pitch. He was 1 for 1 on the day. Now he's still 1 for 1 with a hit. He also scored a run earlier. Jackson Stiltner is now up to. Jackson Stiltner having 6 RBIs coming into today's game. He did. No, he has 7 RBIs. Yeah, in his first, he got a hit and an RBI. He actually knocked Rayleigh in on the first one. I will find out exactly what kind of hit it was. Rayleigh had a double in his first at bat, so Jackson had a single and knocked in Rayleigh. Pitcher looks back. Pitcher in. Strike just on the inside, or just on the outside, right on that line. But it was a good pitch. And it's only a 1-1 count, so he can afford to take that strike, but he can't afford to take many like that, or he won't be standing there much longer. Here in the pitch, ball a little low when it crossed the plate. Again, this sun is killing my camera right now, trying to keep a good view of this game. And it's it's probably going to go under clouds here in just a minute. I'll have to adjust again. Here's the pitch on a 2-1 count. Swinging strike 2. So it's a 2-1. I called it also with the clouds. So it's a 2-1, 2-2 count or 2-1 count.
Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls, 1 strikes. 5-5 is your score. Runners on first and second. Oh, almost hit him. Stillner tried to put his elbow into that one, but it just barely missed. So it's now a 3-ball, 2 strike count. Full count with runners on first and second. You know the runners will be moving on this one. Pitch is that would have been ball 4, but it was a good swing on Stillner just to make contact with it. Had he not made contact, it would have been strike 3, and he would have been walking back to the dugout. Full count again. 5-5 is your score in the top of the second. Stillner coming off an RBI single in the first, scoring Rayleigh. He's lines it up foul at the first base line. So on the bases right now, if you can see on the screen, I'm going to zoom in. You got Hayden Newhart walking back to second, right here. You got Sam Rayleigh, the shortstop, here on first, and then up to bat you still got Jackson Stiltner. Score is 5-5 with a full count. Pitcher had to throw the ball in because I'm not sure if the ball either got stuck back there or if the umpire didn't have an extra ball on him. But the pitcher wanted the ball from the coach, so we'll give it to him. Full count. Here's the pitch. Inside ball 4. He walks Stiltner to give a full count. So in this inning so far, he's given up 2 walks and a hit by pitch. So you got bases loaded right now as Nick Kidd, the winning pitcher from last night, comes up. Nick Kidd also 1 for 1 today with an RBI already. I'm going to pull up the plays so I can actually tell you exactly what he did. So pulling up the plays now. In the top of the first, Nick Kidd, he singled hard, scored Jackson Stiltner. There is a meeting on the mound right now between the Gatlinburg Pittman coaches and the pitcher and the catcher. It is the head coach, too, so this is his first meeting of the top of the second. And you see Nick Kidd's talking to the umpire right now, probably having a little friendly conversation, trying to see where the nearest shelter is for all this wind coming in, or trying to see how he could get his hair that long and not get into it. The umpire was making some jokes with us before the game, saying he may make some bad calls, but 10s and 20s do help. Mm-hmm. And at least they're making it feel welcoming for the Clinton fans here. They were glad to see all the Clinton fans here. There's about as many Clinton fans as there are Pittman fans here. And the strike just on the inside. I kind of thought that was going to be a strike. 100% sure. Nick should have known that was going to be a good call. He got some of those calls last night. Pitcher on, full bases loaded with 1 strike. Ball in the dirt, gets underneath the catcher, but a good save by the catcher. Bases loaded. Nobody. 5-5 is your score at the top of the second. We keep this up. We may get a record for most runs in a game between the two. Here's the pitch. Good frame job and a better strike on that. Really pretty pitch on that one. And you can hear the wind howling again. I really do wish we could open these windows so you could hear the wind. But you might be able to hear it through the camera and through the mic. Oh, inside pitch. Almost hit the elbow of Nick Kidd, but actually he likes to be called. I remember I was talking to him the other day. He said he wants to be called Nicholas, so I'm going to call him Nicholas Kidd up here. He asked me to do it. I will oblige him by it. Here's the pitch. Swing. Fair ball. Great hit. Scoring Hayden Newhart. Also coming in will be Sam Rayleigh. So and going to second, sliding in to second safe is on a beautiful hit by Nick Kidd. That's his second hit of the day. He's got a single and a double. But there's something happening right here between coach and the umpire trying to talk. I think they were trying to see if it was a fair ball or not. Either that or he was trying to see if there was interference. Now there's going to be some kind of meeting between the two umpires close to pitcher's mound. But as it stands right now, 2 for 2 on the day, a single and a double, and 3 RBIs. Not sure what they're talking about right here. The score, as it stands, is 7-5, but it also depends on what's going to happen right here. What is the umpire going to call? He calls safe. There's there's an argument going on right now. They put Stiltner back at third for a minute.
They put him back. Okay,
They called it a foul ball. I'm not sure how that was foul from up here. I guess the Gatlinburg Pittman coach made a compelling argument, and and both the umpires thought the same thing. So it's now it's a 2-2 count. 5-5 is your score. Sorry about saying Nick had 2 hits. Right now Nick has 1 with the bases loaded. Yeah, bases are still loaded. Want to make sure they put everyone back on base. Here's the pitch. Swing right up the middle. Grounder to second. Steps on first. No good. No go on the throw to first. So there's 1 run in, 2 runs in. Nick 2 runs in. The score is still 5-2 now. Nick getting on.
What just happened with Jack?
He got thrown out at second.
Okay.
He got thrown out at Stiller got thrown out at second. But why is what did they call it? They say both of them got out. Did they call catcher interference? Did they call runner interference on there? Because they just sent Nick Kidd off after that one.
Yeah, I know.
They haven't put the score on the board yet. I think they're calling batter interference going to first. That he hit the first baseman when the ball was going through. In that case, they're going to call out. Run counts. First run counts. 2 outs. So if that's the case,
We're up 6-5.
we're up. That's the thing. We had 2 runners score, and there was already 1 out. So if he got called out, that would have been a double play. Now they're saying both runs score.
Yeah.
But that's still weird because that would have been 3 outs.
I know Stiltner got out, but what was the call at corner?
I don't know. Maybe if it was batter interference, it should be out.
Slavin
Slavin ripped the ball fair. You can see it up on the line. Slavin rounding first, coming off a big home run from last night's game, going to second. Stand-up double by Isaiah Slavin. Big hit by Isaiah Slavin right there. Wish they still would have had runners on, give him another RBI, but it doesn't matter on that one. I'm pulling up the game changer right now to see what they call. They did call it they called it a double play. They called Nick out. They called it a double play on the last one. But I thought there was already 1 out in the inning. I guess there were no outs in the inning.
It was a try. I don't know.
So they called it, I'm going to guess they called runner interference that he ran into the first baseman when they were trying to throw it. That'd be the only thing I could think of. And I'm trying to give the umpires the benefit of the doubt. So the score right now is 7-5. Isaiah Slavin at second. Garrett Lee coming up to bat. Garrett Lee rocked a couple of them yesterday, real close for home runs, but he didn't quite make it. We were talking last night, and we said Lee's due for a home run. Ball's outside. Good stop by the catcher, having to put Isaiah Slavin back to second base. Yeah, we were talking last night. Garrett Lee's due for a home run. He's rocked a few of them in this season so far. I do have Jackson Siltner's dad up here helping out spotting for me, which does help a lot. He might see some stuff I don't see, and he knows the team some of the team a lot better than I do. Pitcher steps off, walks Slavin back to second base. 1 ball, no strikes is your count. 2 outs at the top of the second. Score is 7-5. Dragons scored 5 runs at the top of the first and 2 runs in the top of the second. Gatlinburg Pittman tied it with 5 runs at the bottom of the first. Inside for ball 2. Garrett Lee looking for something. And you got Harrison Shelton on deck. Shelton rocking his first home run of the season and of his career in the top of the first for a 3-run home run. Get Lee on base again. He might be able to go for 2 for 2.
Yeah.
And the pitch, big hit, skied out to out, and that one is gone. We call it right here. Garrett Lee getting his first home run of the season. Huge hit by Garrett Lee. I'm zooming in on him right now. We called it right before the home run of the year after rocking 2 of them, and here he comes rounding third, slapping his coach, his third base coach coming in. You got Slavin and Newhart waiting on him, and there they are, Slavin and Harrison waiting on him. Harrison Shelton, and I'll follow Garrett Lee back to the dugout as far as I can on this one. Big time home run by Garrett Lee. Oh, there he goes, doing celebrations with the rest. Garrett Lee on that one. Everybody else is too on Changer that's watching this and on Dragon Vision.
Over there, yeah.
Oh yeah, and you can see you can see his mom was happy. He's jumping up and down. Back there, they're trying to send someone back right now to go find that ball. I would too. If I wasn't calling this game, I would strike one for the next batter. Hey, Harrison Shelton. Yeah, if I wasn't up here, I'd run. I'd run out there. And oh, they do have. There is a parent going back there. I'm gonna zoom. Tim Shelton. It looks like, and one of the mamas are going out there. Strike two by, or strike one, or strike two. They called the first one a strike. So it's no balls, two strikes. I'm actually going to zoom in on outfielder real quick so you can see. Here are the parents looking for his ball. They actually found it. The gentleman out here, Tim Shelton, found the ball. Garrett, he will get his first career home run. Oh, there he goes, ripping another one. Is it gone? Is it gone? Let's see. He's going out. He's gone. No, it bounces off the wall. That's his second hit of the game. Harrison Shelton rounding second. Oh, I thought he was going to go for two. I thought that might exactly that could have been interference, but they didn't call it. But that's 2 for 2 on the night for Harrison Shelton, getting a home run in his first at bat and a double in his. I may not want to jinx this yet, but we haven't had a triple yet this year for on the team. Let's see if we can get one triple. And you got Camden Britton coming up to bat. Camden Britton, the freshman, very solid swinger. The score right now is 9-5. Dragons put up 5 in the top of the first. They're put up 4 for the second. Oh, good. Okay, so the umpire's letting Harrison Shelton take a sleeves back into his pocket, which it is 7-on-7 flag baseball right now. I'm gonna zoom in on those so you can see the orange coming out the back of his pants. But here's the first pitch to Cam Britton. No, it's going to be a pickoff move. And Shelton gets back in. They tag him right on the flags that are in his back pocket, which I said we were going to show, and we ended up showing them. So let's see. In the first at bat, Camden Britton, I'm pulling it up right now. He was 0 for 1 today. And strike one, the first pitch of this one. I'm going to try to see what Cam is hitting with a no ball, 1 strike count. Camden grounded out to third in his first at bat. He rips one to third base. Will be another ground out to third to end the inning. It will. So at the end of midway through the second inning, the score is 9-5. Clinton in that inning had a huge home run by Garrett Lee, and almost 2 home runs in that inning. But we're going to take a break for just a second as Sam Duggins continues to warm up for the Dragons, and we will be back for the first pitch at the bottom of the second inning. And welcome back to Sam Duggins finishing his warm-up. Sam Duggins in his first inning, first two-thirds of an inning pitched, got 2 strikeouts that helped the Dragons out of a big hole they were in with bases loaded on it. Helped them out. First pitch of the second inning, swing, bunt did not go down. Strike 1. So Sam Duggins has thrown 7 strikeouts to begin his pitching since he came in to fill in for Chase Jaslov. Jaslov, though, with this win, I can't blame him. Here's pitch 2, just outside. A little low and a little bit outside. Not sure why Mac took off his glove and started waving it around, but we'll see. Here comes the pitch, 1-1 count. A little low. I saw the dust come up from right where it hit. Still, the funniest thing I saw yesterday, pick on Harrison Shelton a little bit, was he ran out of his shoes on the stolen base, and we zoomed in on it just to show him putting his shoes back on. I mean, we got to pick on him after he gets his first career home run the next day. Sorry it wasn't on Dragon Vision, but it was on Game Changer, so we will cut that and post it to the Facebook page and Twitter account once this game is over. Sam Duggins lines up, 2-1 count. Strike 2, beautifully thrown ball by Sam Duggins. Duggins looking good on the mound coming in for his first appearance of the season. I almost said start, but that was Chase Jaslov's start. Here comes the pitch, right down the middle, but it must have been a little bit low when it came across. Blew the hat off.
Look at Slavin chasing his.
There you go. Here, we're going to zoom in on Isaiah Slavin. Got to do it after he got to chase his first. He knocked a big hit earlier, and then goes to chases this hat in the bottom of the second inning. 9-5 is your score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's this pitch. Swinging, just foul. Good stop, though, by the head coach at the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders. Good one right there. He didn't get out of the way at all of that. We gave credit to the Clinton coaches yesterday for doing the same thing. Got to give it credit back to the Gatlinburg Pittman. Again, thank you for the hospitality they've given us, letting us in the press box. Here's the pitch. Oh, they call ball 4. Must have just been inside. So the first walk of the day allowed by Sam Duggins. First base runner he's allowed. And so it's going to be one. It's going to be 1 on, no out. Bottom of the second, 9-5 is your score. If you remember yesterday, the final score again was 15-0. We didn't expect to see that kind of a game today, especially when we got here and we realized just how much the wind was going. I saw a high wind warning when I was on my way in. I didn't expect this, though. Nearly blew me and my Ford off the road. Here's the pitch. Foul ball, and the runner was going off to second. You can tell he just stepped on second, has to go all the way back. That would have been a good hit. That was a good hit and run call by the Gatlinburg Pittman coaching staff. I'm going to see if you guys can hear this real quick. If you guys could hear that whistle just now, that is the wind blowing against the netting right in front of the press box here at Gatlinburg Pittman Stadium. I'm going to go outside during one of these breaks real quick. I'm going to find the name again of this stadium, because this is a beautiful stadium down here. Pickoff moved to first. He got back. So it's still no balls, 1 strike is the count. Runner on first, no outs, 9-5 your score in the bottom of the second inning. Sam Duggins looking for the call, checks the runner at first. Pitch, laced out to left field. On the bounce, though, he stops it. Good stop right there by Nick Kidd. That after being called for, we're not exactly sure why he was called for the double play.
How the runner gets there, I don't know.
I'm not sure, but now the umpire's going back to talk to the coaching over at Gatlinburg Pittman. I'm not exactly sure why. This umpire just likes to talk to the different.
I think he's getting.
Oh, he's getting new balls. Okay, I'm about to say he likes to just have conversations with everybody. He's a fun umpire before the game because he decided to make some jokes with the Clinton fans, and then when I was talking to try to get up here in the press box,
He's over doing
he was giving them some fun. He was having some fun with the Gatlinburg Pittman fans too. So I do like this umpiring staff we have today. Of course, there's going to be calls that nobody likes on either side, but it's going to happen. So right now, you got no balls, no strikes. You got runners on first and second after that single. Ball's just, I thought that was going to be a call a little bit outside, but it was a good frame job by Jace Mack. Mack's doing really good with that. He's able to make it look so smooth that they can't tell he really moves it. No, one strike, no outs. Runners on first and second. Duggins with the pitch, outside. That one actually was outside. Matt couldn't even try to get that one if he tried. Yeah, I'm also looking in on the at the Clinton side. All the fans still tuning into this game. We probably got about 24 fans here, including Ethan Tinker, former player on this team. Then you got about 24 Gatlinburg Pittman fans here, along with probably 100 or so, or probably about 200 or 300 soccer fans that ripped just on the outside on there. He's going to come home. Runner is trying to come home. The game stopped, almost in a pickle. Go back to Cam Britton. He tags him. They call him safe. That was a really good try. The runner overshot third base, thinking he was going to be able to go home. That was a blooper single. I don't even know if I would count that as a blooper single. I think the wind hit it once it got out of the grass in the infield, and it died once it hit the dirt about probably 3 or 4 feet into the outfield. Not even that far. So you got bases loaded again. Second time they've had bases loaded. They had them loaded in the bottom of the first. Strike. No balls, one strike, no outs. 9-5 your score. Dragons lead the Highlanders, but there are bases loaded with nobody out. Sam Duggins pitching after replacing Chase Jaslov with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Duggins steps off. Not sure if he actually stepped off or got blown off the mound on that one with how strong this wind is. I still wish we could open these windows so you could actually hear it. And the pitch, strike 2. Beautiful strike on that one. You could probably see the netting in your on your screen right now just blowing around because of this wind. Duggins lines up, bases loaded, nobody out, 0-2 pitch. Laces it. Oh no, they got another run coming in. Counts as a double because of how slow that ball went to the outfield. Harrison Shelton just barely misjudged that one. He ran a little too far. Your score 9-7. The Dragons, nobody out. Runners on second and third. Not can't really beat that hit, but Harrison just ran in just a little too far, and he tried though. I gotta give him credit. He did try. He wasn't far off just enough. And the runner that was on second base was watching it and just took off as soon as he saw it land and was able to come around without any kind of hesitation. 9-7 your score. No balls. 1 strike now. No runners on second and third. Sam Duggins pitching. Again, your starters tonight. The only difference right now is Chase Jaslov started pitching. He went a third of an inning. Here comes the pitch. Strike, swinging strikes. That's 2 strikes. That's no balls. 9-7 is your score right now. They haven't updated the score on the scoreboard, but the score is 9-7 right now. Here's the pitch. Fouled off over the I'm gonna call it the bullpen or the baseball complex for the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders. Sorry, I was blanking on what that was. Hit the top of their complex where the facilities are for the team. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, just a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. 9-7 is your score. Runners on second and third. Nathan up to bat. He was 1 for 1 on the day. Duggins with the pitch. Little low. I almost thought that would have been a strike, but you don't hear anybody else complaining. I'm not going to complain either. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 9-7 your score. Dragons lead the Highlanders after Dragons defeated the Highlanders 15-0 last night. Here's the pitch. A little bit low on that one. Jace tried to frame it, lifted it up. He's trying to ask the umpire what does he have to do to get that call. He lifted it just a hair, but the umpire called it low. Dirt didn't hit, so it never hit the ground, but I guess it was about at his ankle height. Yeah. Duggins with the pitch. Swinging foul, so still 2-2 count. No outs. 9-7 your score. Going back to the box score right now. Actually, I'm going on to the plays right now. You've got you've got Talon on third and Craig on second. Here's the pitch. Pop up. Foul behind us. I was going to look. Probably going to hit the soccer field, or it's going to hit a couple of our cars that are parked. Where us are parked back there. A lot of us got to park up on the hill, so I don't know them the next time he swings it, or Isaiah Slavin, or anybody else that can hit him. I saw Harrison hit one during practice earlier this year and almost hit his mom's car. Here's the swing, pop up, looking for it. Sam Duggins calls for it. Sam Duggins catches it, looks the runners back to second and third. Nice play by Sam Duggins on that one to get the first out of the inning. 9-7 is your score. And more balls being handed to the umpire. He's trying to catch them all. Trying to play Pokemon with the balls, trying to catch them all. We'll see how he does. He's walking back up, trying to see if Sam needs another ball, but he doesn't. They may run out of balls at this point if he keeps doing this, if we keep knocking him out of the park. So you got no balls, no strikes, one out. Strike one. Good pitch by Sam Duggins. You got one out. Number 17 is up to bat again, which is Tyler. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Or this afternoon now. Game started at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Was scheduled originally at noon. But the rain last night. Here's a lace to second. Good out. And a double play. Got him. Big. Catch it on this one, but we did catch it on Game Changer. We're going to take a break. 9-7 is your score as the Dragons get ready to take the top of the third. Welcome back. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. We're coming to the top of the third inning. The score is 9-7. Braden Hensley is up to bat right now. Here's the first pitch. Lines it right to third base. Third base grabs it, throws it up, out at first. Braden Hensley grounds out on the first pitch of the inning. So no ball. So there's one out. Up to bat. Coming up to bat now is number 2, Jay Smack, the catcher. 9-7 is your score in the top of the third inning. Dragons scored 5 runs in the top of the first, 4 runs in the top of the second. Gatlinburg scored 5 runs in the bottom of the first, and 2 runs in the bottom of the second. So no balls, no strikes. Here's the first pitch of Max at bat. Called it low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the third. Matt comes up 0 for 0 on the day. He got hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Ball way outside. I saw the wind take hold of that one. Again, the wind is howling here today. Every once in a while, you might be able to hear it over the microphone, squealing between the press box and the net in front of us. And the pitch, 1-2-0 count. He rips one, going out deep, going back to outside. And number 3 home run on the day. Jace Mack with a huge home run, 3rd home run of the game for the Dragons. I'm going to follow Jace Mack around that one. That ball was rocked out. As soon as it left, I thought it was going to be gone, but I wanted to make sure. This wind is surely helping the Dragons today. Score right now is 10-7 after Jace Mack's first home run of the season, 3rd home run of the night, 4th home run of the last 2 days against Gatlinburg Pittman for the Dragons. Now coming up for the Sam Rayleigh talking to the home plate umpire. Rayleigh can also rock one too, but that was a huge. I'm wondering which parent is going to go out there looking for that ball. You got a Gatlinburg Pittman player actually going to look for that one. Here's the first pitch, low and outside. A Gatlinburg Pittman player is actually going to look for that home run ball, and he looks like he's found it. I'm going to zoom in on him. Here he goes. Let's see. Does he find it? He's looking for it. Huge wind come around saying, I can't see it. Here's the pitch. Outside, back to the backstop, 2-0. He found it in the woods. Here comes the GP player coming to get the home run ball. GP has really treated us well in the last 2 days, allowing us to come today in the press box to call this game on Dragon Vision. Again, I'm Matt Hagan. Here's the top of the third. 10-7 is your score. 1 ball, no strikes. And it hits him. Sam Rayleigh gets on first base with a hit batsman. You still got the starting pitcher, Rylan Bod, for Gatlin Pittman on the mound. And for the Dragons, their starting pitcher went 1/3 of an inning, runs on 4 hits. Rayleigh on first. Stiltner up to bat. Pickoff move, no good. Again, Rayleigh on first. Stiltner up to bat. Let's see if I'm not going to jinx it, but let's see how Stiltner does. No balls, no strikes. And the pitch, a little bit high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, I'm having to keep my eyes because the sun keeps going between the clouds here and coming out here in Gatlinburg Pittman. Pickoff move. He calls him safe. Trying to get Rayleigh because they know Rayleigh can go on this one. Jackson Stiltner's up to bat. He's 1 for 1 on the day, also with a double and a hit by pitch, or a single and a hit by pitch, excuse me. And Rayleigh goes, low ball. Catcher holds it. Catcher doesn't even try to throw him out. A good stolen base by Sam Rayleigh. Rayleigh now at second. So you got runner on second. 1 out, because of a ground ball in the first, and to open up the inning. 1 out. Runner on second. Stiltner at home. And the pitch, strike right down the middle. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Rayleigh at second. Stiltner at home. You got Nick Kidd warming up in the on-deck circle. I'm going to zoom in on the flag in just a minute after this inning so you guys can see just how hard the wind's blowing. Outside, ball 3. Stiltner looking for something to hit on this one, or just to get on base again, to keep the game alive, just to keep the inning up. See if we can keep our average up scoring today. And the pitch, inside. Rayleigh going for third. They called him out. No, safe. They say the third baseman dropped the ball. So Rayleigh with his second stolen base in the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stiltner looking to try to drive him in. And the pitch inside, actually ball 4. So it was a full count. Now you got runners on the corner, Stiltner on first, Rayleigh on third, and Kid. Nick got a hit in his first at bat and grounded out in his second at bat. So far on the day, almost every player on the Dragons has gotten a hit so far. We're going to see if any of them are going to keep going. Right now, there's a meeting on the mound, and while there's a meeting, and they're taking out the pitcher right now. Ryland Rod comes out of the game, and they're replacing him with the third baseman. So Ryland Rod will probably go to third base. But while we're waiting on that, you can see this flag right here. Just look at how hard this flag is blowing. Right now, it's not blowing hard, of course. But every once in a while, you watch this one. Right now, it's blowing straight out to center field, actually wrapping the flag around the flagpole. And we're going to take a break for just a second as this new pitcher warms up. Your score is 10-7 in the top of the third. We are going to take a break. You are watching Dragon Vision between the Clinton Dragons and Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders. Back to Dragon. We've actually found a lineup now for Gatlinburg Pittman. On the mound now is number 6, Tylen Gaff. He's actually the head coach's son. Head coach Brett Gaff of the Gatlinburg Pittman Highlanders. Tylen Gaff now pitching. That is Nathan Williams. Number 11 at first base is Craig Husky. The umpire trying to say something to Gaff before his first pitch. Up to bat for the Dragons is Nick Kidd. I'm going to change my settings on my camera real quick. It's going to look dark. Now it's back to normal. No balls, no strikes, 1 out. 10-7 is your score. Kidd rips one up the middle. Score, and for another RBI would be scored by Sam Rayleigh. Rayleigh coming in on a single. Good hit by Nick Kidd on that one. He's 2 for 3 now on the day. On second base is Jackson Stiltner. Coming up to bat, Isaiah Slavin. Slavin rocking in his first home run of the season yesterday. Today he is 1 for 1 with 1 run scored. 1 run with a single and a run scored. Or no, with a double and a run scored. So you got 1 out, runners on first and second. 11-7 is your score. Inside for ball 1. Slavin up to bat. Nicholas Kidd on first. Jackson Stiltner on second. 1 out, 11-7, top of the third. Gaff on the mound with a pitch. Outside, goes out deep. Outfielder looking at it, bounces up against the wall. Here comes Slavin, or Stiltner comes home. Slavin with his second double of the game with a big celebration aimed at his dugout. 13-7 is your score in the top of the third, with Mr. Home Run in his last at bat. Garrett Lee up to bat. Garrett Lee ripping a home run after we all said that he was ready he was due for a home run in the last inning. He rips a home run. Gaff with a pitch outside, saved by you got runner on second with Slavin. At bat Lee. 13-7 your score with 1 out in the top of the third. Called a strike on the outside corner. Lee may have not liked it too much, but he's not going to argue with that one. I saw him wave his hand towards his sideline or his dugout, like, don't worry about it. Inside, but he does swing and makes contact. Stopped by the third baseman, number 2, Ryland Rad. The starting pitcher is now the third baseman. Gaff looks back at second, tries to pick him off. Ball gets away. Slavin trying to go to third. Slavin will make it to third standing up. So it was a pickoff move by Gaff, but it wasn't fielded cleanly by the second baseman. So Slavin goes to third with 1 out. 13-7 your score, and Garrett Lee up to bat. Lee with a 2-run home run in his last at bat. Gaff with a pitch. Slavin rips it down the third base line. You can see it rolling right there. Slavin comes in to score. Lee rounding first, going to second. Stand-up double for Lee. And with a big celebration on that one, Lee is now 2 for 3. He's now 2 for 2 on the day with a home run and a double. Walking over to his coach, giving his third base coach his pads to get ready. So now 14-7 is your score. Up to bat Harrison Shelton, who got his first career home run in his first at bat. He is 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs and 1 run scored. Gaff with a pitch. Shelton rips it up the middle, gets a single out of it, and Garrett Lee stops at third. Smart play by Garrett Lee on that one. Shelton is now 3 for 3 on the day with 2 singles and a home run. Up to bat now is Camden Britton. Camden Britton on the day is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to third base. Again, the score is 14-7 right now. You got 1 out in the top of the third. Dragons scored 5 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second, and now 5 runs in the third. First pitch, low, and a stand-up stolen base for Harrison Shelton. The catcher didn't even try to throw him out. Fielded it cleanly. I don't know what the umpire's looking at. Oh, it's because the head coach has come in. Gaff has come in to talk to his son. He's actually going to change it. We're going to have another pitching change this evening, it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Gaff is going to take over Gaff is going to take over first base, and the first base is going to take over as the pitcher. And while that happens, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to zoom in on the pitching mound as the new first baseman, or the first baseman, number 11, Craig Husky, comes in to pitch. Husky coming up to warm up, and we're going to take a quick break. This is Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. Husky finishing up his warm-up pitches in the top of the third. Your score is 14-7. Husky will be the third pitcher for the Highlanders, the second pitcher of the third inning. Their starting pitcher, Rod, went two innings, a little over 2 innings before being pulled. Then Tylen Gaff, the head coach's son, was pulled in the third inning, and ended up giving up 5 runs in the third inning. And now you got Camden Britton up to bat against Craig Husky. Britton 0 for 2 on the night with 2 groundouts to third. First pitch is high, ball 1. You got runners on second and third for Britton. Wind still howling here at Gatlinburg Pittman. And the pitch, outside, ball 2. So you got 2 balls, no strikes. 14-7 your score with 1 out in the top of the third. Britton up to bat. Sheldon at second. If Britton ducked underneath that one, it's 3-0. Britton probably would have been hit on the head with that one and been on base, but it's 3 balls, no strikes. You got Sheldon at second, Lee at third, Britton to bat. 14-7 is your score in the top of the third with 1 out. Huskies pitch. Normal 3 balls pitch goes right down the middle. Britton does not swing at it. Makes it a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Husky waiting on Britton to get back in. Husky with a quick pitch. Britton rips one out to left field, bounces in. Britton with his first hit of the night. Garrett Lee just trots in, followed by Sheldon. So Britton gets his first hit of the night with 2 RBIs, makes the score 16-7. Camden Britton now 1 for 3 on the night with a 2 RBI single. Coming up to bat next is Braden Hensley. Hensley is also 0 for 2 on the night with 1 strikeout. Umpire giving Husky a new ball after that one was laced by Britton. Wind still howling here at Gatlinburg Pittman. As every once in a while you could probably hear it over the microphone. Score right now is 16-7 in the top of the third. Craig looking Britton back towards first with the pitch. They call it a strike. It started inside and curved right across the plate. Good pitch by Husky on that one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 16-7 your score with Britton on first. Husky looks Britton back. Pickoff move. No pitch though. He just looked him back. Made Britton think he was going to throw, but he didn't. Britton on first. Hensley at home. Husky pitches. Hensley check swing. Said he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Britton at first. Hensley at the plate. Mack on deck. Mack just rocking a home run in his last at bat. There's a strike. Throws it back. They say he was safe. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Catcher tried to catch Britton off the base but did not do it. Umpire called time. I guess he saw a Clinton player out of the cage while Mack was warming up and told him to go back in the dugout. Husky waiting on the call. Looks Britton at first. Britton goes low and outside. Pickoff move, throw. They called him safe. Big stolen base by Camden Britton. Britton now at second base with a 1 ball, 2 strike, and 1 out, and Braden Hensley at bat. 16-7 your score. Gatlin. Next Monday at Maryville Christian, followed by several home games next week. Husky with the pitch. Hensley ripping it down dead center. Center fielder running in. It bounces. Hensley with his first hit of the day. Hensley now at first with a single. That gives every single batter for the Dragons has gotten a hit today. Every single batter for the Dragons has gotten a hit just like last night. 16-7 your score. Jace Mack, who just ripped a home run in his last at bat, up. You got Hensley on first, Britton on second. Husky on the mound. Husky looking for a signal. He likes what he sees. The pitch. Oh, Mac took a huge cut at that, but it was strike one. No balls, one strike, one out on the game. 16 or one out in the top of the third. 16-7 is your score. Dragons have scored 7 runs in this inning. The pitch. Outside. Gets away from the catcher. Both runners advance. Britton now to third. Hensley to second. Still at bat, Jace Mack. Mack 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a huge home run in his last at bat. I'll have to see if Mack was the one who started this inning, but I'll wait till after this pitch. Husky pitch. Oh, Mack took another huge swing. That's 2 huge cuts by Mack in this inning, or in this at bat. Going back here, the top of the third. Braden Hensley was the first out, so with batter, this is the 10th batter for the Dragons. He rips one up center. They're running in for it. It bounces. And Camden Britton comes in and scores. So another hit. Jace Mack now 2 for 2 on the day with a walk, a single, and a home run. Britton scores, making the score 17-7. Clinton in the top of the third. Courtesy runner in for the catcher, Jace Mack. The courtesy runner for the Dragons is number 20. Give me just a moment, and I will get his name for you. I think, the courtesy runner is Hayden Newhart. At bat for the Dragons is Sam Rayleigh, shortstop. Pitch, outside, gets away from the, but none of the Dragon advances. Yeah, Hayden Newhart pinch running for Jace Mack. Sam Rayleigh 1 for 1 on the day. And the pitch, Rayleigh rips one to opposite field. Looks like it's going to be back. Dropped by the outfielder. So here, and it only comes up as a single because they thought they were going to be out. All the runners were waiting on it. So it's bases loaded for the Dragons. As Fred Dorsey, the senior, number 12, gets his first at-bat of the season. The first time he's played baseball this year. Fred Dorsey, nothing but the bat. So Coach Turpin has to come in and get the bat. Dorsey has to come give it to the Fred Dorsey, one of the favorite players on this Dragons team. You heard last night. Fred coming up. Fred looking. Bases loaded. 1 out. And Fred almost gets hit on the first pitch. 17-7 your score. 1 out. Up to bat for his first one. Let me see who Dorsey was taken up for. Dorsey replacing Jackson Stiltner. Fred swings, strike 1. Ball was just a little bit out of his reach. Come on, Fred. Let's get you that first time. On your first at bat. Fred pinch ran last night and scored a run for the Dragons. Fred swings just a little bit underneath that one. Strike 2. You got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 17-7 your score with the bases loaded. Nick Kidd on deck for the Dragons. Pitcher not liking what he sees. Finally gets a call he likes. And Fred swings at a ball inside, striking out. But good job. And you hear all the crowd cheering for Fred Dorsey. Hopefully he gets a couple more at bats this year. You see everybody cheering with a smile. Fred always walking around with a smile on his face. So you got 2 outs for the Dragons. Bases loaded with Nicholas Kidd up. Kidd, the winning pitcher. Once again, he had 5 strikeouts and 1 hit in 3 innings. That's the Dragons won 15-0. Pitcher, Husky goes. Oh, good curveball on that one. Came from inside the batter's box to go across the plate. Nice pitch by Husky. Husky likes it. The pitch. Calls strike 2 on the outside corner. Look, possibly a little bit low, but it's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nick Kidd up with the bases loaded. 17-7 is your score. Husky steps off because of the howling wind that you could probably hear in some of the camera. Winds wrap the flag around the flagpole in the left field side of the ballpark. Husky with the pitch. Kidd rips one, foul. He was on that one, but just a little bit behind. He fouled it off to right field. Umpire puts his mask back on. Husky likes it. Here's the pitch. Oh, it did hit him. So it hit. Runner it walks the third base in for the 8th run of the game and the 9th run of the inning. So the hit batter for Nick Kidd coming up to bat for the Dragons now is number 17. Not batted yet today. I will give you his name in just a second. Nick Kidd, 2 for 3 on the day now. Bases loaded. 18-7 is your score. Number 17 filling in for Isaiah Slavin. First pitch. Outside. Tried to do not as much of a frame job, but he tried to frame it. Number 17 for the Dragons. Actually can't find his name. As soon as I do, I will let you know. I'm pulling up Game Changer right now to see if it's on here. Foul ball. 1-1 is the count. One, 2 outs, 18-7, bases loaded. Check swing, foul. Dallas beats the first bat of the evening as I'm watching Game Changer. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, or 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Beats grounds it up to the pitcher. Pitcher mishandles it. Looks like he's going to go to first. They said he is safe. Dallas Beats spits out a ground ball single, scoring the 10th run of the evening, or 10th run of the inning for the Dragons. 19-7 is your score in the top of the 3rd. Great hit by Beats. Now you got Garrett Lee coming up. Garrett Lee with a home run earlier today. Trying to pull up my box score right here. If my phone will let me. There we go. Garrett Lee, 2 for 3 on the night with a home run. He scored 3 times and he's had 3 RBIs. He's actually 2 for 2 on the night. Sorry, Garrett Lee's 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. The pitch by Husky. Garrett Lee tries to dig for that one, tries to do a golf swing, but doesn't connect. This is loaded, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs for the Dragons, scoring 10 runs in this inning. 19-7 is your score. And the pitch, a little outside, but good stop by number 20, Williams, for the Highlanders. Again, the Highlanders will have a chance to come up to bat in this inning. Can get a 15-run lead and hold it for the bottom of the 3rd, it will be the game, just like last night with a 15-0 win. Outside, ball 2. 1 strike, 2 outs. 19-7 your score. Lee up to bat. You got Beats on first, Kidd second, and Rayleigh on 3rd. Pitch. Big cut. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 19-7 your score. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 19-7 your score. The bases loaded. Here's Husky's pitch. Strike 3. Husky ends the inning for the Dragons. Big inning for the Dragons, though. 10 runs in that 10 runs in that inning. We're going to take a break with your score, 18-7. You are listening to Matt Hagan on Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision on a howling windy day in Gatlinburg Pittman. Sam Duggan still pitching for the Dragons. You've got some defensive changes for the Dragons. I'll try to name them out for you as I can tell. Nicholas Kidd now at first. You've got several new Dragons on the field. I will have to wait till they come up to bat to tell you exactly who they all are. Up to bat for the Highlanders is number 14, Braden Jones. Ball one, low and outside. Jones up first bat today. He's over. He has not come up to the plate yet. 19-7 is your score. Bottom of the third. Duggins, a little low on that one. I think the wind may have knocked that one down, so it's 2-0 your score. Sam Duggins still pitching for the Dragons. He came in the bottom of the first and has done a phenomenal job since he came in. Strike, swinging strike, 2-1 your count. Scored 5, bottom of the first, Gatlinburg scored 5. Pitch, swinging strike 2. Top of the second, Dragons scored 4, bottom of the second, Highlanders scored 2. And just now in the top of the third, Dragons scored 10 runs. And now it's the bottom of the third. Pitch, swinging strike 3. Another big strikeout for Sam Duggins. Sam Duggins doing a phenomenal job on the mound coming in for relief for Chase Jaslow. Up to bat now for the Highlanders. I'll find his number as soon as he turns his back to me. Number 13 for the Highlanders, Ryan Cutshaw. So you got Sam Duggins against Ryan Cutshaw. Pitch low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 19-7 is your score. Pitch, hit, bounce out to left field. Big hit by Cutshaw. It's the Highlanders with a runner on first. Cutshaw with his first hit of the night. Highlanders still trail 19-7. Up to bat now, it's Anthony Garcia. Anthony Garcia coming up with Cutshaw on first. 19-7 your score in the bottom of the third. Garcia on the way. Cutshaw laces one out to left over the head of the left fielder. Cutshaw rounding third, trying to come home. He's coming home. Will he make there's no throw, so it's an RBI double for Garcia, scoring Cutshaw. Garcia taking off calls time to take off his elbow pad to go give it to the coach. Good, big time double. It was a good lace double, right into the wind, pulled it over the left fielder's head for the Dragons. You got the pitching coach coming on up to the mound to talk to Sam Duggins. Now I can kind of tell you some of the players for the Duggins right now. Yeah, looks like you've actually changed almost the entire infield for the Duggins. I'm just looking for numbers so I can make sure I get everybody by the right name. Just a moment, and I will find all those names for you. You've got Jake Rittenberry now at catcher. Will Brooks at third base. I'll give you the rest of them as they come up to bat or as I find them in this inning. Duggins with a pitch. Out, gets it away from Rittenberry. Garcia advances to third. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on third, 1 run already in. 19-8 is your score right now. Here's the pitch. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Duggan's still on the mound. At second base for the Dragons, you have Jackson Barrett. Ball 3, or ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. You got number 22. Or not number 22. Forgive me on that one. I will find out the shortstop's number here in just a second. Batter steps out. Hitting the pitch. A little outside. Now 3 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Up to bat is number 2, Rylan Rad, starting pitcher. Inside for ball 4. So Duggins walks Rad to put runners on the corners with 1 out and 1 run already scored in the bottom of the third. Again, your score is 19-8 right now. Up to bat for the Highlanders is number 3, Connor Finizzi. Finizzi steps up. Umpire says Duggins can get it. Duggins likes the signal. Takes the lead. Runner goes. Strike 1. No throw from Rittenberry. So stolen base by number 2, Rad. Now at second. Now you got runners at second and third. 1 out. No ball. 1 strike. 19-8 is your score. Finizzi at the plate. Duggins likes the signal. Pitch. Inside. Strike 2. Beautifully painted pitch by Duggins. You got no balls. 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Finizzi up to bat. Pitch lined up dead center. There's going to be trouble for those Dragons. It lands right on the outfield. Here comes 1 run. 1 run comes home. Here comes a 2nd run. And the batter stops, and the Finizzi stops at second with a 2-run double. Now the score is 19-10 for the Dragons. And Coach Stacy comes out to have a talk with Duggins. Not sure if he's making a change yet or not, but we'll see. Duggins doing a phenomenal job on the mound up until just having a little bit of issues right now. He is making a change, so we are going to take a break with them. You are listening to Matt Hagan on Dragon Vision. First pitch for Isaiah Slavin, the new pitcher for the Dragons, is a foul. The scoreboard is now back up. It was able to work after 2.5 innings. I am adjusting the scoreboard as we speak. Show the correct score. Ground ball up the middle to the second baseman, throws it out to Garrett Lee for the second out of the inning. So now there are 2 outs in runners on with a runner. So I'm working on getting this updated for you as we speak. Give me just a second. Let's see. Make sure this looks good. Yes, I will update the hits I will update the hits and the errors in just a moment for you. Now we have so right now. Sorry I wasn't able to give you all that one. I'm still updating the score to make it look even for us. I'm updating all the graphics as we speak, so it's going to be changing on this as I talk to you. But I'm calling the score right now to give you a rundown of the new score for the Dragons. Dragons are up 19-10 right now. Dragons have 19 runs on 17 hits and 0 errors. I'm updating that too right now. And the Highlanders have 10 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Again, I just wanted to try it, and my computer decided to come back to where I could do this. We're now moving on to the top of the 4th inning for the Dragons. So let me do that. Go up to the top of the 4th. I'm clearing the bases. There we go. Now, once again, for the Dragons, after 3 19 runs on 17 hits, including 3 home runs. The Highlanders, 10 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Pitching now for the Highlanders is continue to be Craig Husky, number 11. Husky came in after head coach Brett Gaff's son, Talon, came in the top of the 3rd. Didn't have as good of a game, and then Gaff came, and then Husky came in. Husky finished off the Dragons in the top of the 3rd. Dragons scored 10 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. 19-10 is your score as we enter the top of the 4th. Leading off for the Dragons is Hayden Shelton. Hayden Shelton dominated a home run out the middle. He is 3 for 3 on the day. Now I have some of the updates for the Dragons. You have Alex Duggins playing shortstop. Hayden Newhart playing right field. Nick Kidd moves from left field to first base. Isaiah Slavin is the pitcher. Dallas Beats left field. Garrett Lee moves from the designated hitter to first base. Harrison Shelton at center field. Cam Britton at third, or Will Brooks at third. Jackson Barrett at second, and Jake Rittenberry is now the catcher. Harrison Shelton up to bat. First one at bat this inning for the Dragons. First pitch, looked inside, but they're going to call strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, no outs, 19-10 your score. Second pitch, Harrison Shelton reaches out and drives it down third base. Harrison Shelton going from first, rounding first on his way to second. Makes it into second, standing up. Almost goes to third because the second baseman couldn't handle it, but it was picked up by the first baseman. So Harrison Shelton, 4 for 4 on the night. He might be our Dragon Vision player of the game. We'll wait and see. Now at second base with his 4th hit of the night. I will see exactly what hit he got to make sure. Harrison Shelton now with 2 singles, a double, and a home run on the night. He's just a triple away from the cycle, but we don't know if we're going to get there. We haven't had a triple yet this season. Up to bat now for the Dragons is number 13, Will Brooks, who laces another one down the third baseline on the first pitch. And Will Brooks on his first pitch, now 1-for-1 on the day, scores Harrison Shelton. First swing for Will Brooks makes the score now 20-10 for the Dragons. You got runners on first. You got beats on first. No one else on. Actually, no. They ended up calling it a foul ball. They reversed it. Something they did earlier today. They reversed that one. So I'm going to reverse the scores now. I'm going to change all this up. Ball on the ball. So it's now a 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runner on third. 19-10 is your score. There you go. He lines one way high in left field. Left fielder's on it. He catches it. Harrison Shelton tags up and scores on the sacrifice fly by Will Brooks. So now you've got 1 out. Nope. Nobody on. 20-10 is your score for the Dragons. As Will Brooks knocks Harrison Shelton in with a sacrifice fly. Up to bat now for the Dragons is number 3. I will find his name for you in just a second once I see it. Jackson Barrett up to bat for the Dragons. His first at bat of the evening. Barrett swings and misses. Swings and misses for the first strike of the at bat. Balls, no strikes. 1 out, 1 run in. Jackson Barrett knocks one high to left field. Left fielder gets underneath. It bounces in front of the left fielder. So Jackson Barrett gets his first hit of the evening for the Dragons and goes to first base. It is the 19th hit. Let me double check that before I say it. It is the 19th hit of the day for the Dragons. Dragons lead 20-10 in the top of the first sorry about that. Jake Rittenberry up to bat. Rittenberry swings and it gets away from the catcher, but Jackson Barrett does not advance. Jake Rittenberry, the catcher, taking over for Jace Mack. 20-10 is your score right now. Outside, pickoff move to first. No, does not get him. Oh, they do say he gets him. I didn't see that one. It looked like he was well away. He was away from that one, and they called him out. It looked like he was away from the ball then, but he does get picked off. He does get picked off at first base. That's 2 outs now in the top of the fourth with nobody on. And 20-10 is your score. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, that one looked inside, but they gave him a strike. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strike count for the Dragons and Jake Rittenberry up to bat. 2 outs. Rittenberry out to end the top of the fourth. So after 4 innings, your score is 20-10. We are going to take a quick break. You are listening to Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. Your score bottom of the fourth, 3-10. The Dragons lead the Highlanders of Gatlinburg Pittman. We're coming to you live from Gatlinburg. Isaiah Slavin, your. If the Gatlinburg Highlanders do not score in the bottom of the fourth, the game will end in a mercy rule. The Dragons beat the Highlanders last night 15-0 and coming today 4-3 on the season. Slavin pitching. Likes the call. First pitch. Right down the middle for strike one. Up to bat for the Highlanders. I will find out in just a second for you. Here's pitch two. Fouled off by number 20 for the Highlanders, which is Nathan Williams. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the fourth, nobody out. 20-10 is your score. Dragons have hit 3 home runs in this game. Slavin pitching. Ground ball towards third, towards Will Brooks. Will Brooks fields it. Throws that one, but they called it a save. So Williams beats Garrett Lee for an infield single. Good fielding by Brooks. Good throw, but just not quite enough to get him out at first. It's the 8th hit of the day for the Highlanders. Up to bat now, number 17, Tyler Vincil. Slavin pitching. Pitch one, swinging strike, foul ball though. They called it a foul. It did get away from Rittenberry, the catcher. If it wouldn't have been fouled, Williams would have been on his way to second, possibly even third, depending on how long it took Rittenberry to catch up to that one. Slavin likes the call, looks the runner at first. Pitch, swing up the middle. Looks like it could be a good double play. Second to short, short over to first, not quite in time. So it was a fielder's choice. Good fielding by Good fielding by the second baseman for the Dragons over to Brooks. Jackson Barrett on the second base, 1 out. So you've got 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. 20-10 your score with a runner on first. Slavin looks at the runner on first. Pitches in. 14 inside swinging strike on Braden Joyce. So it's no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 20-10 is your score. Slavin with the pitch, over at first. Strike again by Joyce. 11 takes off. Then Rittenberry does not try to throw him out at second. So there's no balls, 2 strikes now with a runner at second base and 1 out. Again, the Highlanders must in this inning. Out ball a little bit outside. The wind grabbed it right when Slavin let go. Slavin with the pitch, looks the guy back at second. A little bit inside. Makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with a runner at second. Gatlinburg. Fouled off the base. Out of the ballpark, out of the fence. Looks like it's going down the hill towards the high school. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second. Dragons lead by 10, 20. It's a full count with a runner on second base and 1 out. Slavin with the pitch. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Isaiah Slavin on that one. So you got 20-10 is your score. Runner on second. 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Again, the Highlanders must score to extend this game. Slavin looks the runner at second with the pitch. Little outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth. Runner on second. Dragons lead 20-10. Most points the Dragons have put up this season behind the 15 from last night. Slavin with the pitch. Swinging strike 2 by number 13, Ryan Cutshaw. Strike on the at-bat. Slavin likes the pitch. Checks the runner at second. The pitch fouled off by Cutshaw. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Slavin could be, unless these umpires do not call it, Slavin could be 1 strike away from a mercy rule in this game. Slavin steps off. Wind really picking up. You could probably see it on the umpire on the screen right now, watching his hair blow around. Batter steps in. Slavin likes the pitch. Doesn't even check the runner at second. Pitch. Swinging strike 3. Slavin strikes out Cutshaw to end the inning. And that is 20-10 is your score. After 4, let's see what the umpire says on this one. Are they going to call the game, or are they going to let him keep looking over at the Dragon dugout? Looks like they're going to let him keep playing. I thought the mercy rule was 10 after 4 and 15 after 5. Umpire's trying to figure that out right now. We'll go back up here since the inning isn't over, or the game isn't over yet, it looks like. So we're going to keep playing baseball today. 20-10 is your score as we enter the top of the inning. We're going to take a quick break. You are listening to Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. As we begin the top of the 5th, Alex Duggins will be at bat for the Dragons. It's his first at bat of the game. Your score is 20-10. Reading down the line for you, the Dragons have 20 runs on 19 hits, no errors. The Highlanders have 10 runs, 8 hits on 2 errors. Duggins taking the first pitch, just outside for ball 1. Anthony Garcia pitching for the Highlanders. Garcia's pitch, swinging strike by Duggins. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs in the top of the 5th. Pitch from Garcia, just out, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Duggins, Garcia with a pitch. Strike 2. Duggins looked like he wanted to swing at that, but he just didn't pull the bat off his shoulder. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The pitch popped up. Little second base looks like a blooper into the outfield. Alex Duggins with his first hit of the night for the Dragons, giving the Dragons their 20th hit on the evening. Coming up to bat for the Dragons. I'll have to see the number in just a second for you. Ball gets away from the catcher, but Duggins does not advance. Coming up to bat for the Dragons is number 20. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. So you got 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody. Hayden Newhart up to bat. His first at bat of the evening. Newhart slaps one, going foul towards the Gatlinburg side, but foul out of bounds, out of play. Hayden Newhart in his first at bat for the Dragons tonight. 20-10 is your score. Dragons have 20 runs on 20 hits tonight, including 3 massive home runs. The pitch, way outside to the backstop, and you go run second. Duggins trying to make it. Duggins does make it, but a great stop by the shortstop, number 17, Tyler Vincel. Good stop on that one, or the ball would have been in the center field right now. You got Alex Duggins at second, Hayden Newhart at bat. 1-2 is your count. As the wind starts howling, pitcher, I don't blame him a bit for that one. Steps off because of just how hard the wind's howling. They're going to let him wait for just a second, see if this wind dies down. The flagpole is even shaking in the outfield right now. Pitcher shakes off about 3 pitches now, finally finds one he likes. Pitcher a little bit high on that one. Newhart ducked underneath. Newhart tried to duck underneath that one, but I don't think it went right over his head. I think it was a little bit further inside, further towards the plate than he thought it was. Here's the pitch. Way outside, but good stop by the catcher on there. So now it's a full count. Newhart went from a 1-2 to a full count now with a runner on second. I got to adjust that on your screen. Runner on second with a full count in the top of the 5th. The third baseman calls him in for a meeting just to calm down the pitcher, tell him he's doing a good job. He just has to be calm just a little bit. So Newhart up with a full count, and Alex Duggins at second. Nobody out. Nicholas Kidd on deck. Throws back to second, but he's safe. He did close on that one. Took a little bit longer on his kick when he was trying to throw it back, but it didn't work for him. Big lead from second. The pitch swings and pops it up. Second base, shortstop looks for it, catches it, and Duggins gets back to second. Sorry about the camera work on that one, but Duggins gets back to second on that. That is the first out. That is the first out of the inning. Runner Duggins on second. Nicholas Kidd coming up to bat. Kidd is 2 for 3 on the night He's 2 for 3 on the night and 3 RBIs scored. First pitch is called for ball 1. Pitch inside for ball 2. Alex Duggins at second. Nick Kidd at the plate. 20-10 is your score. 1 out. Inside. Ball 3. So you got a 3-0 count. Probably the pitcher's going to be looking for something down the middle on this one. I'm not sure if Kidd will actually try to swing at this one to see if he can hit something or try to pitch. Kidd let it come through. It's a typical pitcher pitch. 3-1 with 1 out, 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 20-10 is your score with Alex Duggins at second. Pitch, Nick swings, pops it up. Catcher trying to catch it. Catcher looking, does not catch it. Drops out of his glove. Good try though by the catcher, number 20. Nathan Williams. That was a good try by Williams, trying to get that one, but Nick stays alive. Full count with a runner on second. 20-10 your score. Nick Kidd again, 2 for 3 on the night with 3 RBIs. The 1 out, we're not sure what they called, but they called a double play on it. Possibly runner interference. Ball 4. Nick gets a walk. He gets on base for the 3rd time today. Coming up to bat now, pitcher Isaiah Slavin. Slavin is 2 for 3 on the night with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Kidd also has 2 runs scored. Inside, Duggins goes for 3. Duggins gets it. Ball goes out. Duggins was not watching. The ball missed the third baseman, went all the way to left field. Duggins was not watching her. He popped home for the 21st run of the inning or 21st run of the game, for the Dragons. Top of the fifth, 1-0 your count. Runners second and third, both runners advanced on that one. The pitch, Slavin swipes one, knocks it towards center, over the center fielder's head. Coming in to score is Alex Duggins. Also coming in to score, Nick Kidd, while Slavin overruns second but gets back. Slavin with 3 for 4 on the night with another double, and now 4 RBIs on the evening. 22-10 is your score for the Dragons right now, with 1 out and a runner on second. Up to bat for the Dragons is first baseman Garrett Lee. Outside for ball 1. Garrett Lee, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a massive home run earlier today. Garrett Lee swipes one, sends it right up center field. Is it going to bounce? It does bounce between the infielders, but Slavin does not move up. It would be a fielder's choice. Not sure what they're going to call on that one, if they're going to give Garrett Lee a hit on that one, if they're going to give an error. I'm going to wait for game changer to update. They do give Garrett Lee a hit on that one, so that is the 21st, or maybe the 22nd actually, hit of the day for the Dragons. Yeah, Dragons have 22 hits. There's a first swing. Newhart fouls it back. Harrison Shelton is 4 for 4 on the evening with 3 RBIs, 3 runs batted in, a home run, a home run, a single, and 2 doubles. 2 singles and a double. I'm getting confused. Pitch. Harrison, he knocks it up the center, going to get his 5th hit of the evening. 5 for 5 for Harrison Shelton. 5 for 5. Right now, he will be the Dragon Vision player of the game today, but we will make that official at the end of the game. So right now you have bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 4th. 22-10 is your score. Sorry that Dragon Vision did not get Harrison Shelton's home run. We were trying to get the cameras and everything situated, but Game Changer did get the home run. First pitch to Will Brooks is outside for ball 1. We will show that home run on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook and Twitter when we get an opportunity after this game. Pitch 2 inside, but Will Brooks swung. The ball was actually in the batter's box. He swung at that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. And the pitch. Outside, good stop by Williams on that one. Ball would have gone to the backstop and possibly been the 23rd run of the day for the Dragons. The pitch, outside, good stop again by Williams. So they got 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out with the bases loaded. The pitch, blooped up the middle, and it gets past the second baseman. Hit by Will Brooks, gets another run for the Dragons. Isaiah Slavin comes in to score, but another hit by the Dragons. 24th hit of the evening, 23rd run of the evening. Good job for Will Brooks on that one. I don't know what the record number is for the Dragons. I'll have to ask Coach Stacy afterwards. Head coach comes out to talk to Craig Husky. Husky not doing too bad for Gatlinburg Pittman. It looks like they're going to make a pitching change. And as they make a pitching change, we are going to take a quick break. You are listening to Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. A pitching change for the Highlanders. On the mound now is number 13, Ryan Cutshaw. Number 13, Ryan Cutshaw. First pitch, low and outside for ball one. At bat, Jackson Barrett for the Dragons. Again, your score is 23-10. Dragons lead the Highlanders. One ball, no strikes, one out, bases loaded. Pitch, overcut Jackson's head. Almost looked like it was going to hit him on that one, but Jackson ducked out of the way. Two balls, no strikes, one out. Cutshaw ready. The pitch, another one right over Jackson Barrett's head. Looks like they're aiming for him. They're trying to go a little bit head hunting. I think the new pitcher's he's just a little bit anxious for this one. Pitch, walk on 4 pitches. So another run for the Dragons. Jackson Barrett walks in. Garrett Lee. Now your score is 24-10. The Dragons lead the Highlanders in the top of the fourth. Coming up to bat now is the catcher. Cutshaw with the pitch. Rittenberry drives one out to center. Caught by the center fielder. Nobody tags. Good swing by Rittenberry, but right at the center fielder. Now there's 2 outs in the top of the fourth. 24-10 is your score. Going down the line for the Dragons, you got 24 runs on 24 hits. No errors. Up to bat now is number 28, Alex Duggins. Ball pitches inside, but called strike one. Must have painted the corner on that one. Alex Duggins ready. Pitch. A little bit high. 1-1. The count with 2 outs. Top of the fifth. Bases loaded. Dragons have scored 4 runs in this inning after a 10-run third inning. Or sorry, it's the top of the fifth. Excuse me. Strike 2. So the Dragons scored 5 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 10 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 4 in the fifth so far. Ball's outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bases loaded. See if Alex Duggins can knock somebody else in. Duggins is 1 for 1 on the day. Pitch. Bouncer up the middle, going towards second. Mishandled, and it's going to be another run for the Dragons. Mishandled by the shortstop. Dragons get the base for the second time today. 25-10 is your score. Coming up to bat now, Hayden Newhart. The pitch, strike on the inside part of the plate. There, an error was given. Error was given on that last play. Ball a little outside for 1, so 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded for Hayden Newhart. The pitch over Newhart, catcher, but not far enough for the Dragons to advance, for Will Brooks to advance. You got 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Newhart takes the pitch for ball 3. Low and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 25-10 is your score right now. Dragons won last night 15-0, and they've won 3 of their last 4 games. The pitch, right down the middle, a little bit high though for ball 4. So Newhart walks. And it walks Will Brooks in for the 26th run of the day for the Dragons. Nicholas Kidd up to bat. Nick Kidd today is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, a walk, and 3 runs. And he has scored 3 runs today. Pitch. Hits Nick Kidd. 27-10 is your score. As Jackson Barrett trots in for the Dragons. 27-10 is your score. After the Dragons pitcher Isaiah Slavin. Highlanders will have one more chance to bat at least in this game. Here's the pitch. Strike. Good curveball on that one. Came from inside and went right across the middle of the plate. No balls. 1 strike. 2 outs. Bases loaded for Isaiah Slavin. Knocked a home run in last night. Can he do it again tonight? The pitch almost hits him on the elbow. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Looking at the box score right now, almost every Dragon that has batted or played today has got a hit. Slavin keeps that going right there. Another hit for Slavin. Another single. 1 run comes in. Everyone else stays where they are. Slavin with another RBI today. Another single right up the middle. 28-10 is your score. 28 runs on 25 hits. As one of the guys I talked to earlier put it, it's going to be hard to give a Dragon player the game out, but I think I've already given away who I'm going to give it out to, but we will see. Ball low for Garrett Lee. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Good curveball on that one. The wind may have grabbed it a little bit, but it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Lee up to bat. You got Duggins, Nick Kidd, and Isaiah Slavin on the bags right now. And the pitch, ripped right up the middle, goes towards center, drops. There's another single for Garrett Lee and a 2-run RBI for Garrett Lee. That makes the score now 30-10 for the Dragons. I have to adjust where I've got all my runners now. You still have runners at the corners, but 30 runs on 26 hits with runners at the corners. And number 14, Hayden Newhart coming up to bat. Harrison Shelton coming up to bat. Shelton 5 for 5 with his first career home run tonight. Lee on first, Slavin on third. Sheldon with the pitch. Swings, grounds it up the middle. To shortstop. Shortstop gathers it, throws it to first. Gets him out to end the inning. Harrison Shelton, though, 5 for 6 on the night before that last ground out. And we are going to take a quick break as the score for you is 30-10. You are listening to Dragon Vision. Welcome back to Dragon Vision. Bottom of the fifth inning. Score is 30-10. The Dragons lead the Highlanders. Isaiah Slavin strike on the first pitch of the inning. Pitch 2, swinging strike to Anthony Garcia. No balls, 2 strikes as the Dragons lead 30-10. Slavin with a pitch. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Isaiah Slavin. First out of the inning. I may have said who I thought I was going to give Dragon Vision Player of the Game for. I'm not so sure. We're going to have to go through some of the stats. We're going to let Coach Casey come up here after the game with whatever players he wants to, and we'll determine Dragon Vision Player of the Game if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 4th straight strike thrown this inning by Isaiah Slavin. No balls. 1 strike. 1 out. Ryan Rad at the plate. Slavin with a quick pitch. Strike 2. 5 straight strikes thrown by Slavin in this inning. Foul tip, strike 3, caught by Rittenberry. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the 5th for Isaiah Slavin. Up next, maybe the last one, Connor Finizzi. Slavin's ready, being held back by the umpire. Slavin with a quick pitch. First ball of the inning for Slavin. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 30-10 is your score. A few of us were talking a few minutes ago trying to figure out what the record number of home runs and runs in a game is. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs for Isaiah Slavin. Ready to go. Waiting on Finizzi to get back in the batter's box. Finizzi taking his time. He knows how quick Slavin's going right now. Slavin with the pitch. A little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Foul tip, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. 30-10 is your score. Slavin ready. Finizzi taking his time. Slavin ready. Likes the signal. The pitch. Fouled out the probably park that are across at the Rocky Top Sports World right now. Again, your count 2 balls, 2 outs. 30-10 is your score. Strike 3. Inside part of the plate. Slavin strikes out the side in the bottom of the big strikeout. Slavin. And that is your Dragons win tonight's game 30. The Dragons have outscored Gatlinburg Pittman in the last 2 weeks, or last 2 nights, 45-10. Right now, as we're going on, I'm going to break down. I'm going to talk about the box score for the Dragons. Sam Rayleigh I'm going to start with the starters. Sam Rayleigh went 2 for 2 and 3 runs batted in. But Rayleigh had a single and a double. Jackson Stiltner, 1 for 1 with an RBI, 2 walks, and 2 runs. Stiltner had a single in his only hit of the night. Nick Kidd, 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, 4 runs, and 1 walk. Nick Kidd all singles tonight. Isaiah Slavin, 4 for 5, 4 hits, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Slavin with 3 doubles on the evening. Garrett Lee, another 4 for 5, 5 RBIs, 4 runs, 1 strikeout. He had a home run, a double, and 2 singles. Harrison Sheldon, 5 for 6, 3 RBIs, 4 runs. Harrison Sheldon had a single, 2 doubles, and 2 singles tonight. Cam Britton, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Britton had a single in his Braden Hensley, 1 for 3 with a run scored and 1 strikeout. Hensley's was a single. Jace Mack, 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Jace also had 2 singles. Now going for the next ones. Alex Duggins, 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Duggins also had a single. Fred Dorsey, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but everyone loves Fred Dorsey. Hayden Newhart, 0 for 1 with a walk, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Dallas Beats, 1 for 1 with an RBI. Beats had a single. Will Brooks, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Will Brooks also had a single. And, Jackson Barrett, 1 for 1 with an RBI, a run scored, and a run. He also had a single. And Jake Rittenberry, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. But total for the Dragons, 30 runs on 26 hits, no errors, and only struck out 4 times and had 6 walks. Pitching for the Dragons, Chase Jaslov started today with a third of an inning pitch, 1 hit, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. Sam Duggins came in to relieve in the bottom of the first, 2 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Isaiah Slavin pitched 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. We're going to take a break for just a second, and while we wait on Coach Stacy, who's talking to the coach right now for Gatlinburg Pittman. So we're going to take a quick break while we're waiting on this. You are listening to Dragon Vision. sir. And welcome back to Dragon Vision. I'm trying to get. Okay, our camera does not want to spin around today, but let's see if I can get it spun. There we go. Now it's spun. I'm pulling up my audio, and we're looking at Coach Stacy and Harrison. Harrison, remind me your last name. I've been calling you all day.
Shelton.
Harrison Shelton having a huge game tonight, 5 for 6, and your first career home run in the first inning. Tell me a little bit about what's going through your mind.
Man, what a game. I mean, Coach Stacy and I were talking about the approach before the game. Just think middle way, and you'll just have those big hits. But I was very excited for today.
So what do you think about 30 runs in this game?
Well, 30 runs is a lot to think of when you think of baseball. I mean, I'm glad our boys got some runs in. Backup players, really good talented freshmen got in to play, get some runs in. I mean, it's incredible.
What was your favorite part of this game? Other than the home run, which I know you enjoyed, especially with your dad going out there trying to find it, and they finally found it.
Yeah. Took him about 30 minutes to find it. I was out there in the outfield looking. I think my favorite feeling of the game was when J Smack hit his home run, because I knew how much he's worked. I'm just glad that he got his first career as well. As long as Garrett, and with Garrett too, Garrett also got his first, so I'm glad those two followed up.
And I know on Dragon Vision we didn't get it. We didn't have the camera set up fast enough, but Game Changer did get your home run. It was one of the first plays that it got, so you've got the home run on there. Now we'll talk to Coach Stacy. Stacy, tell me, what are you thinking right now? 45 runs in the last 2 days.
It's a testament to their approach in batting practice, something you guys have heard us talk about before. They've really went to work after struggling a little bit, and we always talk about, do it the team way, not the me way, and they've really adopted that. It's going to help us tremendously going into this next week. And again, it's great coming out playing at a facility like this. That's something that I really try to help with our guys, and a culture builder is to go to different places they've never seen, playing ballparks that are beautiful. If you've never been to Gatlinburg Pittman's baseball field, it's one of the prettiest high school baseball fields you ever go to, because the mountains in the background, you can't see that right now. It's just a very good experience, and we try to do that. We try to pick teams to play that will give our guys experiences that they'll remember the rest of their lives.
And now, when we first got here, the wind. Tell me, what did you think even when you were just driving the vans here?
Well, I was messing with them first off for the wind. If anybody's been to Gatlinburg, the trolleys that go back and forth. So there's a trolley that came by, and I told Sam Rayleigh, I said, that's the home run trolley. And he goes, what is the home run trolley? I said, whenever you hit a home run, it drives back and forth and honks its horn. And he's like, there's no way. And I said, that's one of their sponsorships. I said, so when you hit a home run today, the trolley's going to drive back and forth. And Harrison hits home run, Jace hits home run, and Garrett hits home run. So they're all asking me, where's the home run trolley at? I was like, guys, I was pulling your leg. But the wind, was definitely a factor for us defensively. And if you watch the game, is a factor for them too. I've played in some windy games before in college. We've had a windy game last year at our place. It was unreal. Anytime the wind's blowing, what really makes it hard is what people don't understand is when you're standing in the outfield, your eyes are drying out because of the wind. If you're standing in the infield, the dirt's constantly in your face. So it's a tough day defensively for us, and also a tough day for them defensively too. So
yeah, if you look at the box score I have on there, 30 runs on 26 hits.
Again, it's the guys. There towards the end, we're going station to station, and they're still putting good swings on the bat. I don't want to take bats out of their hands, especially those young guys who are trying to earn their way into a position to help us, either as a sub or maybe, beat somebody out for a spot. I don't want to take bats out of their hands. But again, it's a testament to them really working on their craft in BP.
Now this is for both of you. Fred got his first at bat. I could see the smile on your faces. I heard the cheers. What did you think, especially both of you?
Well, Fred, again, is like I tell everybody, that's the loudest cheers I've heard in 4 years for a player, and I think that's if you meet the kid, you know why people love him so much. It's not one of those situations where you're trying to get somebody in that's everybody's like feeling sorry for. Everybody's excited for Fred because he does work hard. He's a great kid in the school. There's not a teacher that doesn't like him. There's not a kid that doesn't like him. There's not a coach that doesn't like him. And I'm just blessed to have him part of this program. God blessed us with him this year. So.
And now, Sheldon, you saw Fred. You play with Fred. You've known Fred for years. Tell me about that.
Man, what an amazing guy. I mean, just to see him go out there, just work, just put some swings on. I mean, that was That was incredible. I love Fred. He's such a nice guy in the dugout. Very happy. Dude, he's a hilarious person. I love him. I'm so glad he got his chance today.
He's a big glue guy. So if you
Yeah.
ever hear about glue guys, he's a big glue guy and a big culture guy that's helped build our culture and really help us, gel and glue together this year.
I know he may have struck out, but when I was watching him, I focused on him as he walked off the field. Smiles, handshakes, everybody was happy. You would not have known that he struck out unless you actually watched it.
No.
And I know we're doing Dragon Vision Player of the Game. We gave it to you this week here. Today, Harrison. We could have given it to probably 6 or 7 different guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Garrett Lee, 4 for 5. You went 5 for 6. 3 home runs today. 4 home runs the last 2 games.
I think the big thing on that, we're talking about just players of the game. It wasn't even that I picked Harrison or we picked Harrison. It was 2 innings prior to that. The dugout was in there. It's like, hey, who's player of the game? And like I could hear them talking. They're like, it's got to be Harrison. So it's again this team. You talk about special teams. The glue that this team has right now is probably one of the better glue teams I've ever been around. Just to hear that kind of positive talk it makes coaching here a blessing.
And now next week, I know we have the first road game in Maryville Christian, then a lot of home games in a row. Just give the people a preview of what they're going to see next week.
Yeah, so we've got Clinch River Challenge coming up. It's a tournament that we put on with Anderson County and Bearden and Union County. We have about 26 teams coming to town, several teams from Kentucky, a team from Illinois. We'll be playing on Thursday, hosting Campbell County. Well, we play Maryville Christian Monday. That's at their place. That's not on the tournament, but Thursday we'll be hosting Campbell County, and there'll be, I believe, Bearden and Sweetwater play after that. So Sweetwater's an extremely good AA team, and Bearden's an extremely good 4A team. So you're going to, after our game, you get to see the Dragons play, but if you stick around, you're going to get to see some really good baseball too. On Friday, we'll play Carter at 4. There'll be a game in between. I believe Carter plays in between, and then we'll play Lakeway Christian. And you guys, we had a tough game against Carter, lost 4-2. I'm hoping that we come out and compete again. Then Lakeway Christian is really improved. They're a very, very good private school. Right now they play in CAK's division with Providence Academy and those guys. It's going to be a good game. Saturday we get to host East Ridge. That's from up in Pikeville, so that's Pike County. A couple of my friends coach that team, so they're coming down to play us. And then Sunday we get to play Bryan Station, which will be an extremely fun game. Their coach actually coached at Georgetown College, who was our rivals in college. And when Coach Hagan asked if he could come down, I was like ecstatic. I was like, Coach, do you even remember me? He's like, oh, I remember you. I remember playing against you, or you playing against me, and I remember, coaching against you in college too. So that's going to be an extremely fun game as well. But throughout the whole week, if you go to Bearden, if you go to Union County, if you go to Campbell County, if you go to Anderson, you're going to see some really good baseball. It's a tournament that me and Coach Boynton at Anderson have really worked hard on, and we've got some really good talent coming in this year.
And now just one final, what do you all want to say to the people, not only on Game Changer, but on Dragon Vision that are watching before we sign off?
I just love, I'm all smiles that this is being provided for our fans, and it's being provided for my family that lives at home. They watch this. My wife gets tickled to death to watch the interviews at the end and watch the game. I know the students at the school are talking about it. They're excited about it, and I know the guys love this. So
Yeah. I absolutely love this students that go to Clinton. They always watch it. They always come up to me and like, hey, what a game. I actually have a friend in South Carolina who always watches. Hi, Jessica, by the way. So glad everybody can watch it.
That's perfect. And thank you all for tuning in this week. Once again, the final score for the Dragons over the Highlanders was 30-10. The Dragons had 30 runs on 26 hits, no errors. Highlanders had 10 runs on 8 hits and 3 errors. We're going to sign off. We will try to be back on Monday, but we will be back for the next home game. This is Dragon Vision.
go Dragons.